Hey Blue Table fans, here with Gene again. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, doing well.
Good. We're gonna do another bat rep. Now, as promised, we bring you a Necrons army. Our blood, sweat, and tears have created this. Okay, not really. We got it mostly as a trade-in. We did some sprucing up, combined some different trade-ins we got, and we have a Studio Necron army. One thing to let you know is that we are light on the transport vehicles, but those are going to be coming soon. So, Gene came up with something else. What did you do? Tell me what you got here.
Well, it's a foot-based list here, and so the core of the army is going to be some warriors. I went with 10-man squads to try and get a good balance of survivability without them taking up too many points from all the other Necron goodies I wanted. Each one's going to be accompanied by a cryptech. They're all harbingers of destruction, which is personally probably my favorite general cryptech, just because they give some great ranged firepower that's 36 inches and assault 1, so it doesn't really keep you glued into one spot.
And what's the strength and AP on those?
Okay, it's strength 8, AP 2, I believe.
Awesome. So it could be a light to medium vehicle killer too.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it makes
basically a heavy weapon in each squad.
Yeah.
As well as their
yeah.
What's their weapons called? The gauze.
Yeah, the Gauss weapons and Eldritch Lance are what the cryptechs are packing. They also have, with the destruction, they have my favorite piece of war gear. It's the Solar Pulse. And so for one turn out of the game, I can blacken the skies and make sure that the enemy can't really shoot at me because they're using night fight rules. So I really like doing that. It's fun.
All right.
Now, to help protect my little guys, I needed some, high armor value stuff, and the monoliths are a great fit for that. Armor 14 all around, and so they can kind of go forward and take up a lot of hits. They aren't quite as resilient as they were before. They also can be melted now, which is unfortunate, but it's a really big block of solid nastiness that they've got to take care of before they can really get past it. So really digging the monoliths. And then for my fast attack choices, Necrons are kind of spoiled. They've got a lot of great stuff in fast attack, but I went with 2 3-man squads of the heavy destroyers. They're really nice because they're also 36-inch, assault 1 weapons that are pretty beefy. I believe they're strength 9 on their heavy Gauss cannons. And so they, as jump infantry, they can just kind of jump around, be real mobile, and really outrange a lot of the threats that would take them out. And then here with these little scarab guys here, they're just really nice. They're probably the most aggressive part of the army, because if the enemy just wants to sit back and park some tanks, these little guys can just zoom up there and just eat those little tanks up. And it's very delicious to them. So
you would say that your strategy is, we're going to move forward with all these guys, try and take out my tanks and stuff, and use the monoliths as backup and destroyers as backup.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if I can take out all of the Melta, which there's a lot in a Sisters of Battle army, but if I can take out the Melta,
by the way, I'm playing Sisters of Battle today.
Yeah, but if I can take out the Melta threats and then use these guys to block the mobility of the enemy army, I think I can really hunker down and hold three of the 5 objectives and take the game.
Cool. Yes, and we are playing a one of my favorite objective missions is to do multiple objectives, but then we're also going to do the main HQ. So you have an overlord, right? Is it this guy?
Yeah.
This guy's an overlord. So he's his main HQ, and then I have Saint Celestine as my main HQ. And so as long as either the Necron Overlord or Saint Celestine is alive, they count as one objective for us. But as soon as they die, then they become an objective. And we have little handy extra fire templates here to show that they would become a new objective. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to play on this table here. And I'm going to set my guys up, and then we'll talk about them, and then we'll roll and go from there. Okay, so here's the army I'm playing. Now this is a customer's army. He asked specifically for us to play it. And what he did is he got a bunch of stuff from Forge World, and then like Dark Eldar and bits and whatnot. And we're doing a pre-heresy Sisters of Silence army. There's also some more machine conversions in there. This army's amazing. Really cool conversions, a lot of cool stuff. We're gonna have a specialty report here in just a little while on this probably, but I'm playing it first. So let me tell you what we got. My troops are 3 10-man units of Sisters of Battle. 2 of them with Melta, 3 of them with sergeants that have combi Meltas and power swords. So their sergeants are called superiors, Sister Superiors. And then HQs, I have Saint Celestine, who the stand-in model we used is the Harbinger of Minoth, and we did a sweet conversion on that, so it looks really phenomenal. And then also we took Uriah Jacobs. He wanted an All Sisters of Silence army, so we have a Minoth priestess type model who's been converted to be Uriah Jacobs there as a female. And she has a battle conclave with her with 5 of the Crusaders and 4 of the Death Cult Assassins. They have a Rhino with a Dozer Blade. Then we have, and all these Sisters of Battle squads have Rhinos with Dozer Blades as well. Then we have 2 Dominion squads, one of them with 2 Meltas and a sergeant with a combi Melta, and one of them with 2 Flamers and a sergeant with a combi Flamer. And they have the Imperialis Signum, I think Signum Imperialis, something like that. They get to reroll Acts of Faith attempts. And then we also have a Retributor squad with 4 heavy bolters and a Signum Imperialis as well. 10 Seraphim, 2 of them with hand flamers, the double hand flamers, pistols or whatever, and 2 Rhinos for the, let's see, yeah, 3 Exorcists, or 3, we do have 2 Exorcists right there. Those are going to have support choices, but Immolators, God, have all different names. They're just Rhinos, Immolators. 3 Immolators, 1 with each different weapon type. We've got heavy bolters, we've got heavy flamers, and we've got multi-melta. And those are dedicated transports for the Retributors and 2 Dominion squads. Cool, so that's the army. We got some lots of cool abilities. One of the things that's kind of fun about the Sisters of Battle's army is they've got the Acts of Faith. So at the beginning of each turn, they roll a d6, and that's how many Acts of Faith they get that turn. Now, as long as I have Uriah Jacobs alive, I get to re-roll. If I get a karate roll, I get to re-roll, and I have to take the second result, but that could get me more Acts of Faith. Then I can use those Acts of Faith during the movement, shooting, or assault phase, depending on which one it is, and they'll do different things for different units. So for instance, during the shooting phase for the Retributors, they can make their weapons rending. Now the Signum Imperialis allows them to re-roll that, so I have pretty much 2 attempts basically to make them have rending on their heavy bolters, which is cool. The Seraphim get re-rolled attempts to wound, I believe. I think that's only for shooting. I'll double check on that. The Dominion squads get, during shooting, they can make their weapons twin linked. And the Sisters of Battle squad have 3 different things, or they can use it 3 different times. One, if they're falling back during the movement phase, they automatically regroup no matter what restrictions. And then during the shooting or the assault phase, they can re-roll 1s, I believe, to hit. And I think that's everything. I don't remember if I don't think Uriah Jacobs has any Acts of Faith, but he does. He's affected by them, and he has some cool stuff of his own. He's got a banner that gives the guys that he's with feel no pain and +1 attack. So this is a nasty close combat unit. Like, I mean, I would put this close combat unit on, if they charge, I'd put them up against just about anything in the game right now. They will just do a lot of high initiative power weapon attacks, and they have a lot of survivability too with 5 storm shields. So, and he's got a 4 up in bone. They've got 5 up in bones. So they're going to stick around. Well, I mean, as far as anything in the Sisters Battle Army is going to stick around. So we're going to see what happens here. Gene won the roll to go first. So, and then we placed the objectives, one in the center of the table. Go over here and see it. One in the center of the table, and one 18 inches this direction along the center line, one 18 inches that direction along the center line. So that's where our 3 objectives are, plus St. Celestine counts as an objective, and Gene has his Overlord, Necron Overlord, hanging out here in the back, and he counts as an objective. So Gene's got himself placed out along his 12-inch deployment zone. We're doing pitched battle. So now it's going to be my choice to basically reply, or put stuff down and reply, and we'll see what happens. I'm feeling like I'm going to go ahead and put the Seraphim in reserve, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to deploy. I've deployed, so I decided to refuse flank on Gene because he's set up all along the line here. So my hope is to try and avoid some of the firepower from some of the stuff he's got over here for the time being. So all my stuff's kind of crammed in this corner a little bit here. I have guys, because all the tanks look the same, or very similar. I've got all of these marked with a model on top to tell which is what. So this is the 10-man squad that doesn't have a Melta of Sisters of Battle. These are the 2 that do have Meltas in the Sisters of Battle. This is the double Melta Dominions, double Flamer Dominions. This is Uriah Jacobs' ride with his battle squad. And then the last immolator, I didn't put the Retributors in it. I go ahead and put them in this terrain here. So let me attempt to seize the initiative on Gene, because that would be useful. I would really like that. Holy cow.
Initiative seized!
I'm sorry, Gene. I seized the initiative on you. All right, I'll go real quick, and we'll come back.